Okay. Um, I am. I was duoing with the same guy again, the Scorpion guy, and the Lux is also the same. So, from my last game, 3 people are the same on this team. Um, that's why I ended up as 80 carry again. Caitlyn this time, against Misfortune Tark. Not too concerned about the lane itself. I'm more concerned about what the other people can do, the Wukong and Kale. So normally my build on Caitlyn is to start with a Vamp Scepter and then just build IE and then Static Shiv. Depending on how easy it is for Wukong and whatever to catch up to me, depending on how much more kiting potential I need, since they do have 2 ghosts, I might rush the Blade of the Ruin King before the Static Shiv, so we'll see. Should have put more traps down. That's my bad. Dang it, too late, whatever, I'll just try reactions. About to put traps down, which I should have been doing. For Caitlyn, make sure you take advantage of your lane's bushes. Not only does it help with your super long range, but also because it stacks up Caitlyn's passive twice as fast, so if you can just always be in and out of the bushes, that'll be good for you.
Let's investigate.
Wow. I hope she doesn't die. She's gonna die, isn't she? She's gonna die. Nope, no die. Okay, that's good. As soon as I hit level 2, I should be able to harass a lot better. It honestly doesn't matter that Sona got so low at level 1 because our sustain is way higher than theirs. How did they hit level 2 first? Why are we not even close to level 2? I don't know. Okay, please don't die at level 1 Sona. There we go. Now I'm level 2. So yeah, MF is already out of mana as well. I want to use my stupid passive on MF, but she's going to run away, so having forced them out of lane is also good. Now that it's pushing our direction, gives us a lot of free reign without that much danger. So we're doing pretty good on our lane so far, even though Sona had to exhaust or like use up all her summoners. I think we also got Tark's exhaust out of it as well. So as Caitlyn, a pretty good place to have your lane is keep it pushed right outside your tower. It's a pretty good place to keep it because you can out harass a lot of enemy champions. So you can zone them for creeps when you keep it at this location. So just unless you're specifically trying to push or whatnot, just keeping it here is always good. Keep in mind though that Caitlyn is pretty mana heavy, so make sure you're not just blowing away your skills using them needlessly. Dang it. So he cleared the ward in that bush, but it doesn't matter because I've been able to keep the lane here the whole time. The gank potential is very low, and we can safely farm like this. So right now it's 27 5 to 12. So I'm doing my job right. There's not a lot of kill potential here because Caitlyn's auto attack damage is very weak, especially against a Targ. Not much I can do. So the fact that I'm out farming really heavily is a sign that I'm winning the lane.
Sorry, boys. I keep the fuzzy pets at home.
But now the lane is pushing harder in their direction because I've been zoning them for so long. Dang it, I misplayed that. Wasted my passive on the minion.
Don't be caught flat.
So if target is about to stun you, you should back off because if he stuns you, and the AD carry is unable to follow up on it, that's a pretty good win for you. Not quite able to pick him off, unfortunately. I thought that my headshot would be enough to kill her before she used barrier, but just off by a little bit. So I'm gonna push one more wave and then go back and buy. One more minion, hope it doesn't kill me. So I'm in pretty good shape now. 44 CS to 20, but unfortunately the other lanes are both getting out CS'd. But as the AD carry, there's not much I can do there. So all I can do for now is focus on farming my own lane and winning it as far as possible.
Hot on the train. Let's investigate.
Hopefully nobody on our team dies there.
Miss?
An enemy has
Yay.
been slain.
No.
An ally has been
What?
slain.
Cancel my auto attack there.
Don't be caught flat.
So I burned all their summoners, but I still used all of my own summoners. So it's pretty dangerous if the game comes now. I don't know why she has so much HP. Or is it because I have that much too? Dang, I trapped way too close to the wall. Oh, Butterfingers. So now the lane is going back to the place where I want it, which is right outside of my turret, or at least it's going in that direction. And I'm zoning them effectively from almost all the creeps. Target DC. So that was a free kill. Yeah, he's disconnected. Okay, I'm just gonna kill him because I have no shame, just whatever gets the win. Oh, 100 gold off from the BF sword. What a shame. So I will do the next best thing, which is to just get a pickaxe and finish my boots, since I really had no way to get that 100 gold. And I will probably just be able to farm up enough to get the BF sword quickly anyway. Oops. What is that hat? So the other lanes are losing in CS, but I guess as long as they're not dying, it's not too great of a deal. Okay, looks like Tark's back. Sweet AFK did not last too long. Gonna push out the lane and hope to let it reset. No, too late to make it reset. So I'm just gonna keep pushing. Try to deny them EXP under tower. And see if I can go help this fight over here. Looks like it's a 1v2.
has been slain.
So that was a wasted barrier. I used it too early. They're probably going to be going after me. Blocked. So Johnny is in way too deep. So I'm also in a really risky position here.
An ally has been slain.
Dang, I missed 2 kills out of that. Yeah, if I just auto-attacked either Ziggs or Wukong one more time, they both would have been kills. But it was really risky with a 4v2, and do not want to risk that. So I'm just going to keep farming. They probably all went back, so keep farming until have enough for my BF sword, or unless I'm forced back to base. A bit risky because I have no mana and no summoners, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to take the bot tower as early as I can, because my team seems to be struggling a bit, so just give them a bit of that gold. Shoot, I got too close. Misclick. So I'm just really out-trading her because of the range right now.
An enemy has been
So I need to
slain.
build up a higher supply of mana if I want to go for any kills. Although right now my main goal is just to keep farming. Is there jungle Wukong? Yeah, okay, they do have a jungle Wukong. So because Sona's not really doing anything right now, they're zoning me a bit in the 1v2 lane. Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, so I'm probably gonna die here.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, waiting in the bush, so
Enemy double kill.
At least that gives me enough for my BF sword. Since we're struggling in laning phase, it's optimal to end as soon as possible and get into like objectives team fighting stage where I can be of more use to my team. I don't think he's gonna get the kill anymore. Anything, maybe he will unless he keeps running. But yeah,
An ally
that
has
was
been slain.
kind of what I expected to happen. I didn't expect Wukong to be too far away anyway. So yeah, so I can't really do anything about controlling my other teammates until laning phase is over, and that's one of the reasons I don't like playing AD carry this elo. Excuse me. Not sure if we got the tower or not.
I have the tools.
Don't know what is happening with my voice.
An ally has been slain.
Okay.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm going to take the
An
tower.
ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Lux is not doing so hot, so I'm going to go cover mid.
Don't be caught flat-footed.
And Ziggs might have gone recall, so I'm going to try to put some pressure down on the tower.
Got them in my sights.
Nope, he's still here. With double buff. And 3 levels ahead of me, so
Miss?
not sure how well trying to face him one-on-one is going to work. Well, I don't know what Kale's doing here.
Enemy rampage.
Want to see a hat trick?
But now that MF is free farming, I'm probably going to have to go back bot lane.
Miss? Not by a long shot.
Yeah, I told her recall, so I don't know. Should not have needed to waste flash there, especially in a 1v2 situation.
Don't be caught flat-footed.
You have slain an enemy.
MF just canceled her ult, so
Let's investigate.
yeah, she just used her ult and canceled it immediately. So we should be able to pick up this dragon if played correctly with 1 down and MF forced to recall, unless Ziggs manages to ult it, which would be very sad.
Caught in the trap.
Um,
Shut down.
so Wukong got caught by a very good snare there. Finally shut down. Now that we have 4 mid, we can pressure the tower pretty heavily. Except that Ziggs has a abominable wave clear in a good way. So I'm going to go ahead and get the static shift. Don't feel that there's too much pressure on me right now to have the need to kite. So I'll probably build a Blade the Rune King after I finish the shift. Unless I just go for a Bloodthirster instead, which I might. Not sure yet. So I need to quickly farm out bot and then rejoin my team.
Under the gun.
So even though the static shift is a good item for GP5 and just getting gold, the reason I don't build it The reason I usually don't build it too early on AD carry is because it doesn't really help with trading, and at the end of the day, that's what the AD carry needs to do, is to be able to trade. Hopefully we should be able to return tower. Nope, it's pretty high health. But we have pretty good poke and sieging potential. So we can probably hold this position indefinitely. So they were trying to assassinate me, which didn't work, but did blow both my summoners. Didn't think they would keep pushing mid, but I have to go clear bot because the wave is getting really pushed up. So that standoff kind of didn't really go in anyone's favor. Summoners and ults both burned on both sides. So Caitlyn's mana issues are kind of annoying. Maybe I would have been able to pull off a kill if I had enough mana for all my moves. Enough for Zeal, so I'll go ahead and get that. So as far as this game is going, pretty much the team is on my back. I have most of the kills, more than anyone on their team, however, so but our mid is roughly only half as strong as theirs. Our top is also maybe 2/3 as strong as their top. So a lot of this game just really depends on me staying alive in team fights. Really want to be able to finish off the Ziggs, but not much chance of that while he's close to his tower. Trying to allow Lux to get some of the farm, but we need all 5 in order to fight. Ziggs has really good harass and wave clear. Since MF is top, it presents an opportunity mid, but we have to be able to push in order for this to be worth it. That was not so good. So I guess we were just a lot weaker than them in that fight and bad focus. So that was unlucky. Hopefully we can pull back from it. Since Ziggs has all of their kills. It also didn't help that I did not have any of my summoners up that fight. So I'm going to need to build a Blade of the Rune King, otherwise I won't have enough survivability. In order for the dragon contest to be worth it, we need to get it, otherwise, like, top's getting really pushed. That's a lot of farm being wasted there. really close. Trying to get close enough to get an Olaf, but fortunately didn't.
Don't be caught flat-footed.
So pretty much what I have to do is to just let the game stall out until I can get like a 5 or 6 item build, at which point I'll be able to shred through whoever and just rely on superior positioning and whatever to win the fight. But with Ziggs targeting me, it'll be a little bit difficult. And now that he has Zhonya's, it'll be even harder to kill him.
Mix? Not by much.
I don't know why I have 2 traps right next to each other there.
Let's investigate.
So if not everyone needs to go bot, otherwise they're going to push mid as well. So I'm going to try to stall their push mid as much as possible, which I should be able to do with my wave clear. But since they have all gone MIA, it's pretty likely that they're all going to try to cut off my team bot. Or not, maybe they will be going to Baron. Anyways, so they're pretty much split pushing every lane, and we have too many people chasing right now. And I would say that we could just group and fight, but we've been losing team fights. So really all we need to do is stall, make sure they don't take any more towers, make sure they don't take Baron, wait for the game to go longer when it can even out more.
Up for a showdown.
I don't know how this Lust performed so well last game, but is not doing so hot this game. Without Sejuani here, it's a 4v5 and we shouldn't be trying to engage this. No kill, but we got 1 pick, several summoners. So with 2 down, we can honestly just keep pushing this tower, and they can't really defend against it without Ziggs' wave clear. If she hadn't missed, that would have been some kills. So now, sit a bit too long without being able to take down the tower. Too focused on trying to harass the enemies around it, which was a mistake, and I think we should have been able to get the tower. So they get to counter push on us now that they got a pick on Sona, or they will go do Baron. Will they do Baron? But anyways, my next item is going to be Last Whisper. No Baron. So Last Whisper. Even though they don't really have armor, I don't really have anything else good to build on Caitlyn other than a Bloodthirster. Actually, I would probably go for Bloodthirster since they really don't have much armor.
So many beggars. Sorry.
And that'll just give me a little more survivability as well. So at this point, I'm not too scared of Ziggs anymore. Pretty confident in the fact, pretty confident in thinking that I can 1v1 him. With MF bot, not sure where any others are, but I should be able to get this turret before the enemy can react.
Sorry, boy. I keep the fuzzy pets at home.
An enemy has been slain. You have been slain.
So really no peel that fight for me.
Has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
So I wasn't able to defend against all that burst at once. I think I'm gonna get a Bloodthirster. And that's really bad because I'm the main pushing power and MF is just backdooring.
Your turret has been destroyed.
So theoretically, we could have won the fight and then gotten their inhibitor turret, push faster than MF could. But since that fight didn't turn out that well, it didn't really go according to plan, and MF got the tower, but at least she did not get the inhibitor.
Want to see a hat trick?
I don't know what the song is saying. Really. This game, I'm going to get a Guardian Angel probably after my Bloodthirster, just because I really have to stay alive in these fights. I'm really like the only damage source on the team, really.
I love that chase.
We should be able to fight here. Shoot. I went the wrong way. That was completely embarrassing. But the reason I'm not telling my team to back off right now because the Kale ult is down after that fight.
Has been slain. Rampage. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Hopefully Sejuani is able to survive. Yeah, I told someone to run earlier. She should have been able to make it out.
An ally has been slain.
But overall, that was my bad. I went the wrong way, and yeah, so that was just my horrible fight. They should not be able to get the inhibitor though, I suppose. They won't.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
What turret did we get? Top turret? Okay. So, anyways, so not too much harm done. Still need to keep a ward on Baron. And yeah, that was a really embarrassing mistake. Wow. I've seen that happen before too, and I laugh at it, and then it happened to me. That's so depressing. But
I have the
so now I can go to Baron. The MF is a lot weaker than I am. I have 3 full items. She only has 2.5.
Let's investigate.
You can probably get a BF sword as well. But since my team is all grouped here, there's really no time.
Me? Miss? Not by a much.
I just have to make sure I don't eat a Ziggs ult or anything, and I should be fine.
Don't be caught flat-footed.
Sona's in a kind of risky position there. That's his second quadra of the game.
Me? Miss?
So a 4 for 3. In this case, they're probably not going to go do Baron. But
Don't be caught flat-footed.
I really just need to stay alive. It doesn't matter if I can't defend the tower versus 2, but the main goal is that I just have to stay alive. I might actually be able to defend the tower. Nope, I will not be able to.
Has been destroyed.
Hot on the track.
So he's gonna try to harass me from outside the wall.
Want to see a hot trick?
Oh my god, that was ridiculous. If his Zonias wasn't up, I maybe would have had enough time to kill him. But a 1-for-1 at this point, if we pick up the Ziggs, is a good trade for us. So I don't really mind dying for it as long as I didn't bait my team into all of them dying, which maybe I did. Wow, that was a lot of burst onto Kale. So yeah, it's really hard to position against the Ziggs because of the ult, so that makes it so difficult. Hopefully I will be able to say no, I will not be able to save the inhibitor.
Inhibitor has been destroyed.
Jesus Christ, he's not expecting to have that much attack damage.
An ally has been slain.
So my decision making has just been pretty faulty in the last few fights. Hopefully we can bring it back. The team fights are going to be really difficult. The only way I can really envision winning a team fight now is if we get a Sejuani ult onto Ziggs and Wukong and just be able to burst down Ziggs before he can use his Zonias, which is going to be really difficult because Ziggs is a champ that can just stay on the back lines. It's really difficult for an AD carry to contain him after he's gotten fed to this point.
Time for a shit.
An ally has been slain.
Okay, so
I have the tools for you.
now to play defense. Whoa. Oh shoot. The Ziggs ult did miss.
An ally has been slain. Enemy
But
rampage.
that was a 4v5 fight when they had Baron. So even though the ult missed, there's not really a way we can win that fight.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
So game might end right here. Taking so much damage from the bombs.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Don't be caught flat-footed.
Yeah, so I just got caught in a really bad position there. That's probably GG.